As you know, I'm Taylor. I'm the artistic director of Opera Cecilia and the founder. And I am also the regular host of the Opera Cecilia YouTube channel. You'll be seeing a lot more of me in the future because normally I'm the face of all the reaction videos. But this week, one of our videos, we have a special treat for you, and I just wanted to do a little intro so you knew what to expect. My husband, Tanis Gonzaga, also has a degree in music performance. He is the executive producer of Opera Cecilia, and he is kind of a jack of all trades and master of all of them, in my opinion. He's a really, really great musician. He also has experience with filmography. He edits all of the videos that we put on the Opera Cecilia YouTube channel, and he has a lot of wonderful musical insights himself. And he wanted to give doing a reaction video a try, and I had kind of a busy schedule, so we figured this week would be the week. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's a little bit of a deviation from the norm on this channel, but I think he's absolutely wonderful, and he connected to this song by Adele. Please enjoy your very first Adele reaction on the Opera Cecilia YouTube by my husband, and I will see you guys as the host in the next video.
Hello folks, welcome to another edition to the Artistic Director Reacts on Opera Cecilia. I am not your typical host. My wife is taking a break today, but as the executive director and co-founder of Opera Cecilia, I think it would be interesting for me to lend my own personal voice, see what I might have to contribute to the conversation. Today we will be reacting to Adele and her new song, Easy on Me. We will go a little bit over the background of it, not too much because we're not a channel that's dedicated towards being super involved in artists' lives, but there's some context that's very important that we pay attention to in order to really get the full effect of this video. So primarily, Adele is a UK artist. She was born and raised in the UK. She went to school at a performing arts that was state funded, interestingly enough. Isn't that wonderful? You folks over in the UK have a government that supports the arts and really supports building a culture. I'd love to have that in the States, but that's a video for another time. Adele has been wildly successful. She's had a very full international career. Her songs have hit the Billboard Hot 100 3 simultaneous times. Being a 90s baby myself, Adele was, I wouldn't call her peak because I definitely think she's still up there. Adele was singing some of her biggest hits when I was in middle and high school. So I grew up with Adele. I know her voice pretty well. I'm a big fan. Also, another thing I learned is that she not only sings, but she plays the clarinet. That's pretty cool. I'd love to hear her play the clarinet at some point. She is one of the lucky ones in the sense that her record label found her and she signed on shortly after graduating high school, which is very rare but very good for her. She did grow up in a single parent household. Shout out to all you folks who have smaller families. We love you all. She married a charity entrepreneur in about 2011. She did end up having a child with this man. Easy on Me, she has stated in prior interviews, is actually dedicated a little bit towards this child that she had. She's no longer married to this man for reasons that we don't necessarily need to get into at this point in time. She took a break from performing for a bit to focus on being a stay-at-home mother, which she stated has fulfilled her immensely. While Adele's career has not been the most expansive compared to many other modern artists, the impact that she's put on the industry is fascinating and very widespread. So without further ado, let's get in on the video. Ooh, did you hear the fly in the background? Wow, some vibes. So we haven't even gotten into the music yet, and there's already a lot happening. First of all, this video that she's chosen, probably in collaboration with her team, she's such a big superstar, and this is such a personal song and art piece for her that I wouldn't be surprised if she had a huge hand in how this was performed and shown to the public. But already, right away, I'm noticing the color palette. It's obviously very intentional, black and white. It evokes a certain feeling in us. This song is probably not going to be the happiest, or it's going to have very melancholic feelings. The sound design, there was a buzzing fly in the background. You're going to hear the crow, which crows in media are often used to portray not the best feelings in the world. They're just birds. I mean, they're incredibly intelligent too. I wouldn't mind having a pet crow myself. Not that that would probably be illegal. Not that I'm encouraging people to take wildlife off the side of the road. I just want to encourage people loving life and all the creatures in this world, regardless of what they look like or what they might smell like. There's many reasons we might not like a creature, but crows don't deserve that. You can hear the background noises very strongly right now, and there's no music going on, and that choice really cements the feelings of loneliness. We are so used to consuming media that has music in the background that when it's left out intentionally, it has a big impact on us. So let's keep going.
Hi, darling. You alright? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, all good. All done. Everything's packed. I'm just gonna get on the road now. About to leave.
It's so interesting to me that this house that she's chosen, I don't know if it's her actual house, but this house that she's chosen is so overgrown, and the house itself has an aspect of being abandoned, no one having lived there in a while. Right now, the story that I seem to be getting is that she's moving out of the house because of the suitcase, but everything with the fly, the crow in the background, the fact that the house is overgrown with ivy, this dirt road that she's walking by, it all has a feel of abandonment and of the past. I also want to comment on the wind in the background. It has to be intentional because she has the resources to be able to have really good quality audio or dub it, do voiceover or whatever to make sure that you can hear her clearly. But in this instance, she's choosing to have the wind in the background really be prominent to the extent that us as viewers are having a little bit of a hard time understanding what she's saying. And obviously in the story in her phone call, she's also having a difficult time being understood.
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me? Oh, for God's sake. Right, here we go again.
There's a lot of noise, not just aurally, but also visually. If we go back to this shot, the focus is still definitely on her, but there's so many branches in the background. We'll just take a look. Or the foreground. In the foreground, there's so many branches that are visually noisy.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, here we go again.
The glare of the sun. More visual noise. Okay, yeah, definitely. House is sold. Transition point. Knowing what we do about why she wrote the song, which is very connected to her child and her divorce. Selling a house is a very big change that a lot of people go through. So it makes sense that this song has elements of the transition, and the black and white feel has to do with how melancholic she feels about this transition in her life.
There ain't no gold in this river that I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't.
She wants you to see what's happening with the people in the background. There's a banner of happy holidays and there's people having a good time. They don't have what would be labeled as the most beautiful of living situations. They do seem to be living out of a camper. But the important part is the relationship here. They don't have a lot, but they obviously have very strong relationships. And as she drives by, you can see her smile because she appreciates that and she thinks that's beautiful. So I feel really happy for her, knowing that this isn't just a one-note song that's very sad or melancholic. That's really cool.
Myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence, baby, let me in. Go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me.
In this particular instance, she's singing directly to her child. In other interviews, she has stated that this song was dedicated to her son. You can see how, because of the divorce, and there's obviously imagery here of a couple that had just gotten married. In the lyrics, she's saying, go easy on me. You know, I was just young. I didn't know what I was doing. In a sense, that's very much an apology. She's sort of anticipating, or maybe she's speaking directly to the child right now. We don't know. She's anticipating that there will be a wall come up at some point in time, because it's not uncommon for children of divorced parents to at some point get pitted against one parent or the other or both, depending on how the parents handle the relationship dynamic moving forward after the divorce. So I think this is her doing her best to speak about those issues with her child before they happen. Hopefully they're not happening right now.
No time to choose what I chose to do, so go easy on me. There ain't no room for things to change when we are both so deeply stuck in our ways. You can't deny how hard I've tried. I changed who I was to put you both first, but now I give up.
She talked a little bit about the relationship here in the sense that they've both tried to change and it just hasn't worked, and she's tried to put her family first and it hasn't worked out, which makes me really sad. I really wish that we had a space where people can be both commercially successful and have a very successful and happy family. I think, at least in the States, and it sounds like potentially she went through that experience in the UK, there's this narrative that you can't have a family and have it both ways, especially when you're a woman. If you're a male, it seems to be easier to be able to balance that, because I think when you're male, the expectations to be there for your family are actually much lower. And when you're a woman or the mother of the family, you are expected to do so much more because of a societal expectation, or just how we're socialized. And I don't think that's necessarily fair. I myself look very much forward to being a parent. I just want to see equality where both dads and moms have the same expectations on them as to be present in that family. Maybe it's just easier for men to balance the work-life balance because the expectations are so much lower on them, which isn't fair. And it's hard to be a family man when the expectations are just to make money and show up, and mom is supposed to be there 24/7. We can't all do that, unfortunately, as beautiful as that would be.
Go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me.
Okay, she's transitioned to color here. I wasn't expecting it. I probably paused prematurely to see why that change happened. So let's watch some more.
No time to choose what I chose to do, so go easy on me. I had good intentions and the highest to do. So go easy on me.
We keep seeing the imagery of the sheet music leaving out of the open window, and I can't help but feel like that's her telling us, the audience, and her son, that this music, as much as it means a lot to her, because obviously she's invested a lot in it, she carries it with her all the time, it's not her priority because she just lets it fly out the window. She's visually telling us that she could take it or leave it. Her most important part of her life is her speaking about her relationships and communicating to her son, go easy on me, I made mistakes, I was young, I didn't know what I was doing, I had a lot of hope, and in a sense I have a lot of hope right now, even though it might not be obvious. Because when you go through a relationship that ultimately dissolves, there's a grieving process and there's a lot of emotions that you have to process. So I feel very lucky personally to be able to watch the evolution of her grieving process. When it comes to the color coming back, I say coming back because that's a default in media. In the story itself, we started out black and white, and now there's color. Color has come into the sphere. Because the color is back, in a sense, she's transitioned into a new stage of her life. So she sees color now, which we as people would interpret as happiness. At least me personally.
Yeah, I'm keeping that.
No, never.
Yeah, that's funny. Coming back into the real world, I think it gives very much a sense of we are still in progress. Very cool video. I wish Adele the absolute best. Her vocals are amazing. Her eye makeup is on point. I look forward very much to her finding happiness in her life and any more artistry she may have our way. Please like, subscribe, comment down what your interpretation of this was. Did I miss anything? Give us suggestions of what to react to next. Follow the link below to gain access to Orfeo ed Eurydice, the Baroque opera that we filmed in the Pacific Northwest. Watch it, it's really cool. We're really proud of what we did. And until next time, we'll see you then.